So now that we know how to create a backdoor and how we can listen for connections incoming from that backdoor, today we're gonna combine all a number of things that we learned before in order to launch a powerful attack. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a fake download attack. So basically the target person, so some person in a network that we are connected to, is going to download an exe. We're going to replace this exe with our backdoor so that the person, once he tries to run the exe that he downloaded, he will actually run our backdoor instead of the program that they think they downloaded. So we're not going to need to physically connect to their computer. We're not going to need to fool them or send them anything or tell them, oh, download this app or download this thing. They're willingly going to download, say, a program that they want to download. As they're downloading it, we're going to be the man in the middle. So we're going to do ARP poisoning like we learned before using Xanti. We're going to replace the file that they're downloading with our backdoor, and then when they run that file, we're going to get full access to their target computer. We actually did this whole attack in a scenario when we were talking about Xanti, but instead of replacing the downloaded file with a backdoor, we actually replaced it with a calculator. And when I ran it on the target machine, the person ran a calculator instead of the program that they downloaded. Now that wasn't really useful, like replacing a program with a calculator, but when you replace it with a backdoor, it's much more useful because we're going to gain full access to the target computer. So what we're going to do is we've already done the first two steps. We have our backdoor, and I've sent it to my NetHunter device, and it's there now. And listen on connections, and I'm already listening on connections here. So I'm just going to do exploit, and I'm listening on my backdoor that we created in the previous video. So now all we're going to do is I'm going to become the man in the middle. Then I'm going to launch the interception feature to intercept the downloaded files. So let's go to our NetHunter device. I'm going to go on Xanti. And I'm going to go on my target device, and that is my Windows device right here. So it's 192.168.0.11. Then I'm going to go on man in the middle. We did all of this before, so it's the exact same steps. The only difference is that we're going to use our backdoor in this case. Now I'm going to go on the interceptor. I'm going to click on this gear icon. Then I'm going to make sure that the extension right here is selected as exe, and that my file is selected. So I'm going to go on select file. I'm going to go using S File Explorer, and I'm going to select my backdoor right here, so backdoor.exe, and we're going to select the first method. Now everything is done, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to enable my interceptor option by tapping on the off, and now it's on. And now I'm going to tap on the top right to enable the man in the middle attack, which will basically put me in the middle of the connection. And it'll, now that every time that the target person tries to download an exe, it will be replaced by the exe that we selected in our intercept download option. So let's go to our Windows machine and try to download something and see what happens. So let's go to bing.com. Then let's say I'm going to search for 7-zip. Then the person is going to go to their download page, try to download the latest version of 7-zip. It's going to say save it. Now remember that the backdoor that we created is actually undetectable by antiviruses. So as you can see now, it's downloaded as 7-zip 1505. The only suspicious thing is that you see there's no icon on it. It's not going to be detectable by antiviruses. And when you run it, the Windows will tell you that it has an unknown publisher. But once it's run, it's not going to run the actual unzip. It's going to run our backdoor. So this would be a bit suspicious as well. When the person is going to double click it, their 7-zip is not going to work, the program that they expect to work. But when you go back here, you will see that we got a full access and we have a interpreter session on the target device. So we can do a sysinfo, and we'll see that we have access to this Windows 8 machine. Now, as I said, there's two suspicious things. The first thing, that it has no icon. The second thing is that when the person double click it, their program is not actually going to work. So they're not going to see their program. They might suspect that something went wrong. Now, in the next video, what we're going to do is we're going to learn how we backdoor these files on the fly. So once someone tries to download like this, we're going to backdoor their program that they're downloading on the fly and add our backdoor to it. So when they run it, their program will work and our backdoor will work at the same time, so that they won't be suspicious that something went wrong.